Isamborgana everyone. My name is Tony, and this is the Mindflow Gen. Now, we have a very special guest here today, someone who's been sort of a pioneer in terms of mental health in our communities here in Fiji, and also a close colleague, someone that has I've been honored to share the same space with in terms of clinic work. Dr. Sefa. Dr. Sefa, he's had a lot of has had extensive work in the public field and especially and as well in private field. But today we are honored to have him on as a guest. And Dr. Sefa, yes, well, welcome to the show, and yeah, we're glad to have you here. There you go.
Rubenaka Tsali na Dr Sefanaia Qaloewai to my koron kundi on the lau wasu by kembaran lau wad tikwe the kon robe no live wat na sorry you san je tu no da tipan na bonon we seen something like in the CWM or we want to research online Fiji National University. Just to be clear that my opinions today is not reflective of the places that I work in. It's my own personal opinion and does not reflect those places that I work in. But I will be talking about my experiences with mental health service in Fiji and possibly in the Pacific as well as other parts of the world. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Dr. Sefa. And I think it's been quite a build up to get here. We had discussions on trying to get this ball rolling in terms of getting you on as a guest. But your work in Fiji, it's been very extensive in terms of your work in St. Giles and your work in the communities as well. But in terms of mental health, I just wanted to hear from your point of view. Especially what did we get doing and that we can okay. What's your stance on the position or the condition of mental health right now in Fiji, and where are we right now?
That's a very good question. And it's a question that will take us days to discuss. Where we are at with mental health. I think it's only after COVID-19 that we start to bring a lot of focus on mental health and how important mental health is to everyone, not only in developed countries, but also in developing countries. And we've all gone through that experience, and we know how difficult it was to make a lot of changes within such a short time, and having to adjust. And a lot of people had difficulty in adjusting. Some were able to adjust very well. And we can say it was a lot of stress. We did go through a lot of stress during that difficult time. People then started to value the important, the importance of taking care of their mental health. We start to see, and we see that in public platforms like Facebook and Instagram, short videos about how to look after yourself when you are being isolated. There's restrictions of movements and people losing businesses and losing employment and people falling depressed and getting anxiety attacks and panic attacks. And so then people started to notice that, yeah, this is such an important aspect of health that we should be taking care of. But to comment about mental health service in Fiji, it has come a very long way. And, we have one tertiary mentally health hospital or psychiatric hospital, which is St. Giles Hospital. And we also have how private practitioners, we have the health centers and the nursing stations where you have health professionals available. But to really understand, the different types of mental health conditions that we have here in Fiji, I don't think a lot of people do understand them. Because before that, I think a lot of people have a view of mental health as such a Western, Western ideology. We don't recognize it as an illness entity here in the Pacific. Yeah, so I think we would probably discuss about that much more later on. So I don't know. What do you think about yeah, this issue?
Yeah, I think there's been huge leaps. I think there's been huge leaps in terms of like how service providers and come to address that gap in terms of the mental health, in terms of mental health and how that support is conducted in communities. And one thing that, that I thought was interesting, what you said, that mental health was often considered a Western concept. It's a Western concept. And I remember, growing up, the women we weekend, and do no one and do now that to be like to making. So no one in the lago the rule to kill nakan dan do wakanda do rare tell now we do it was yeah. So it was always such a, and it was always foreign for us to even think about sharing it because that just didn't seem like it was a problem. And I thought that was interesting that you said that now the understanding's changing and we're moving towards a better understanding for all concept.
Natural na kan balata ni na bulan ni nunta bakasama. Nanda nandogaraw na nanda na bulan ni bakasama. Don't have no number letter in the Sereni Raven, the Elen, they will carve the under in the Mawa. Send to a go, they cut the cat and the Raven, the Canon do Madi. Yeah, number ni Bakasama, Namati Bakasama, not. And then a Bekilana, Kavakasa, the Redisa, with the life never was sacked. See, and the Raven I will go into Matas and the time. And then the Pasavison under the number and then the lake which at the Benakai and the Chibin on the Court of Browns and that's the Rakasa legged. You ito wala na kita do umunta nito Raven isa and the other man about that in India na Belinda sa Chumukaw. Oh, yeah. The other man on the side of the light can be sa kisa sa siya ni binab na Manduay. Ito na ka maya lo. Tora tora kinalo na magilo remen na kinabata kili kinapunta daw revi daw da siguro. Yo baleta ni ka endo da dola ko do may da dola ko do man lotuan. Ele uto na bunda enda do vinagata bin da ko do man lotuan ki man da do no be wese na ga do manda. Baleta mbeka da do re ba kan de na la fo erna no wene na bon molum. Or molum non da no buluba ya o na da ding what the manta do ko yo ya lo wai so ne was supposed to and do ro da tu and do le weekend sa ando na tu ngam sa do la ro ken kenda la ro de lu ballo tu ngam da wele tu ngam ma ron non da lenda in the sela tu ni kila ni tu no ron don min da la kin me to we saying and then they ba da town the kere vi wuki so na ka na la ro men na den dalla ro ma ba tamate ni utu e sinto e la voto e na se ni do ba do na bu na bien res e la bu mi wa tu nei kenta ken dalla ro wen tu io ndo na kan pim pim na to kila ni ke va ka enda se ni da wen ni ba binaka se la kila men da uli ta na da na den re and the wa men the kilana kena yuali ke bakaya na jugle manda and the level of the nomuna sanandrin de weekend the mental marota na dambul ta la bata na mo dogotan la la sar sana ni to weekend digin na sana mati ba kasam kan san do plat buet la wali na kila na depressed prin sena ambul la ni jir se na total na bimat kan mating ko na bipolar disorder schizophrenia and ile wuto na kena iwan ni gare baga bunwai andas ko bun ombul tambani mbula era ni wani era talaga ni anda seni ya dala kena batayan ni nila ke bapayan data takaututon dala kena iwan bueno pano panda na lega tukino ke dala na doki ando iwan rakasaktungan sa Dasar tulan na batayan din sa tukin na sa nakikauti di wala puro saya dapat nanom ni lalu
Kan sebenarnya misalnya saya bikin manlenda.
saya sering akin na lenda saya dengan lore sering ay matan na work temat sa sinibinagan na negosyo sa bumutin dito polo sa ato ni mo de pedo na singa sa sindro ni tatavaka wani tatavaka sa sindro na poli sabi mo ritan may valen pala sa din na pipo sa akin ito lang pipo sa akin ako tungan na dudutin dun saya to minas pizza sa indo repotin wala mo merling karang hindi at manata na pizza sa nabin ino na una vinator meron ako pulay talakin ay na uning kawin to weekend to wat lakin na bimatan kali wing karang taliso ni wala do revere na nang do wala ni ayo
Nakalimbito ko mawawalakain na kan stigma. Wala dapat ko stigma. Iwe kan Davidsi na wala daw da sa to kinako na da rere na matemo ba sa lai.
iyo hindi ko na meron ko timan ng ano ko yung to pawilig kay son na kaya to bulay to the Facebook iba kaya doon back yung to live na kaya waktu ko na videos so daga na ibu kayo bito tumay ba na video to the Facebook hindi ko sila to wag kami to lahat to baga ba why pero kung hindi binatay sa salap matindi na no what so sa St. Giles case so then yeah doon nakakito si Reda to ba doon naman mahal may to naman why ini baka middle rate to nyo ono what doon naman mo big Bueno era laki na urbana da madda tabjagani na madalinier sinda ni rangi no bakira yes une dapat ko yana ento na bali boy pero kono di bagadin ano boto era tiukin na tamban nimbola katakan taban bola na last year na wuniway eran tu mera vingkaran viran mga puto tu nandre ni relako ni sa wala ni St. Giles italaga na people mo tali so di santo lako yan tuwa ning ito na ito mo se mani lora mga punuway nawalan pulo sa ito puno titlago ento na vingkaran yung ento in the lam ni wan bulan Randan de na wuniway na nasi Errepitan mo tak na wunda engon en kino de mandi ke ba kali durwe ser do mate ya al ora serva mate la lai no na sabe ti ko kina na do de mandi wadi so ti elida to kina no bu pa ne no ne zamba pero mi van ni ta banka sana de sana men na dor ke men tu tu ni wadi kito sa dai bagare de mate la lai sena lenda da sarma da itu sering kay din ng kanang diagnosis who sa diagnosis sa din sa kaya rin matadawin ikaw na sorry ni tututan no na recover sa no bullying to maintain through yo bro ka BMP to na ka turun to na kinamura to na retorno na busot yun saya ko na no to bibigkaran what lagi no na to mad sabay ni busot palit matema da kito sa aman ta mer marurui mer na tiwit to tumba da kila ni sa to dia to na kana lewo ni ibe bambe kaya tumibane hindi mo na iba ni Waisa na into ko kada sa ne dong dane watakin no ni bubane no masanat tan na sa to na sa na bubay may watakin no na no na resim mo patu mati na woni ka no na diagnosis kaya no ni stani bani na woni rin ka ba kin na da suit mi tum kan daron tin after no ni bubane na tabi ni kana bitu mi rin ni yo onde mi ba andende tarato na recovery with a stigma na ate ito nang iba ko doon ni wala do dala to na ulir na to man ingon ni sa sukay ni kina ni do listan sa rin do dol nga ngalutu ang diagnosis what the laki rin ano do wanted to me wala mo mer days ibiti no reda tipo nando na ne ko ngayon ng kila na ni matangkali tawi mati within mental health na kena na weekend ante kila tipo na boy vakanga endo na tamating na related tipo na diabetes high blood pressure na himantan so da kila to na lang then ni murmuro esena sarga ni dundo iwat tikila matin iwat kasam you na still you will continue to fight stigma. Hoping for is for people to have a bit of awareness of what's going on. With people who have struggles with their mental health and how they can be supported in their recovery.
It's one thing that was a huge hurdle. One thing that was a huge hurdle, I think, with a lot of families is the fact that they have these family members that are going through these things, and then they don't really know what it is. And that goes back to what you mentioned about awareness. And then they're not sure where to go. They're not sure how to do these things. And, as in the position that you're in, if you were to share a message or if you were to give advice to someone that's in that position, what would you say? Especially we Kelvin.
I think an important part is to get yourself educated. And you have to take the initiative to know that know about mental health, have an interest, take the initiative to do a bit of learning about the importance of mental health and what could happen if you don't look after